Now we're on part 10 of our digital marketing journey, and let's continue talking about digital marketing for today's video. Today, we will be discussing digital marketing tools, so let's buckle up and dive right in. Now, we will be exploring some of the top performing and popular marketing tools from the past, as well as those we believe will be essential for the future of marketing in 2023 and beyond. So, get ready to learn about the best tools to enhance your digital marketing efforts. Let's dive into the world of digital marketing tools, covering a wide range of marketing channels including SEO, paid search, email marketing, and web analytics. We will explore tools from the past, present, and future, highlighting those that we have performed well and those we anticipate becoming a go-to tools in 2023. Specifically, we will delve into an on-page and off-page SEO tools, paid search tools, email marketing platforms and their respective tools, and the critical role of web analytics. So sit back, relax, and get ready to explore the top digital marketing tools. First and foremost, we will be examining Google Analytics and its various capabilities. We will also cover some of the useful tools for affiliate marketing and take a closer look at social media, its platforms, and the different metrics and tools available. Additionally, we will highlight a few examples to demonstrate its potential. Lastly, we will discuss some of the competition tools that can benefit you in your marketing efforts. There are various tools available for digital marketing, and it's important to note that if you already have a preferred tool, there's no need to switch. Additionally, if we missed mentioning a tool, please let us know in the comment section below the video. Now let's talk about these tools. Everyone has their own preferences and the ones that work best for them, so it's always exciting to discover new options. If you have any suggestions or experience to share, please do so. Our aim is to explore what we consider to be the most effective and widely used tools in the industry, as well as some best practices. By the end of this session, you'll have a deeper understanding of the tools we're discussing and how to use them to your advantage. Let's kick off with search engine optimization, also known as organic search. For this, you will need a combination of paid and free tools. There are plenty of platforms out there, but if your focus is on SEO, then you'll want to use an SEO platform. Two examples are SEMrush and Google Search Console. Google Search Console is free, so if you don't have an SEO platform yet, this is a great place to start. Additionally, you can use the Google Keyword Planner, which is located under Google Ads. We will dive deeper into these tools and their functionalities. To enhance your Google campaigns on search or display networks, you can take advantage of the Keyword Planner tool, which is accessible through Google Ads. For SEO, Google's Keyword Planner is a useful resource, and we'll delve into that. Additionally, Moz is a premium platform, offering a free trial for testing purposes, while Screaming Frog is a paid version that's not too pricey, and we'll cover that in more detail. Ahrefs is another tool we'll discuss, which assists with all aspects of SEO with a primary focus on off-page industries. These are some of the tools we're going to hone in on, but keep in mind that this is only a small portion of the many tools available in the market. Now, let's delve deeper and understand why we use these tools. When it comes to SEO, the first reason is to identify relevant keywords. It's not just about finding any keywords, but rather identifying those that have high search volume and low competition. To ensure that our SEO efforts are effective, we need to focus on finding relevant keywords with high search volume and low competition. It's not enough to simply choose any keyword, as we don't want to waste time optimizing for non-relevant keywords with low search volume and high competition. This is where Google's Keyword Planner comes in handy, as it helps us identify the keywords we should optimize for based on their relevance and search volume. By using this tool, we can ensure that the keywords we target will have a good balance of search volume and competition. Let me give you an overview of how to use Google's Keyword Planner. First, you need to have a Google Ads account to access it. Once you're logged in, go to the Tools section and select Keyword Planner. Since we're interested in optimizing for organic search, we want to focus on finding relevant keywords for that. The goal is to identify keywords that have high volume and low competition. Google's Keyword Planner is a great tool for this because it helps us find relevant keywords based on search volume and competition. In Google's Keyword Planner, we can search for keywords related to our business and focus on organic search rather than paid search. We can enter a domain as a filter or simply type in a keyword such as mail delivery to get relevant results. We can also add more keywords if needed. Now, let's focus on the keyword mail delivery and optimize our website to appear in organic search results for that keyword. Google Keyword Planner is a powerful tool that not only provides us with the keyword itself, but also suggests other relevant keywords. It also shows us the average monthly search volumes for these keywords over the past year and indicates the level of competition for each keyword. Additionally, it can give us an estimate of the cost to bid on that keyword for paid search. We can be useful in deciding which keywords to target. So when we look at a keyword mail delivery in Google Keyword Planner, we can see that it's a highly competitive keyword with a cost per click ranging from $7.46 to $16.61. This tells us that if we want to optimize for this keyword, we need to know that it will be difficult to rank for it. We can also see other related keywords and their average monthly search volumes, as well as an indication of how competitive they are. By looking at the cost per click, we can get a sense of how competitive the keyword is compared to others. For mail delivery, the high cost per click suggests that it's a very competitive keyword. The main purpose of using Google's Keyword Planner is threefold. Firstly, it helps us to generate relevant keyword ideas that we may not have thought of before. Secondly, it provides us with an average monthly search volume for those keywords, which helps us understand how frequently people search for those terms. And finally, it gives us an idea of the level of competition for those keywords so we can understand how difficult it may be to rank for them organically. When we use Google's Keyword Planner to find keywords to optimize for, we need to consider how competitive a keyword is. If it's highly competitive, it will take more time and effort to rank on the first page of Google for that keyword. This is the main purpose of using Google's Keyword Planner. Additionally, you can change the settings such as the language to find keywords in different languages. Google's Keyword Planner allows you to change some of its settings such as language, time frame, and location. For instance, you can narrow your search to a specific state or expand it to the entire country. This tool aims to help you find relevant keywords with high search volume and low competition, which are essential for optimizing your website's content. By analyzing the competition level, you can estimate how long it would take you to rank for a specific keyword organically. There's another option to discover keywords, which involves using a different tool. In this case, I have a Moz account, so I logged in and accessed their Keyword Explorer tool. I decided to test it out by searching for the same keyword I use on the Google's Keyword Planner, mail delivery, and see what kind of information Moz can provide me with. To find more keywords, I decided to utilize another tool called Moz. By logging into my Moz account and using their Keyword Explorer tool, I can gather data on the keyword mail delivery just like I did with Google's Keyword Planner. Moz shows me that this keyword has a monthly volume of 11.5K to 30K searches in the entire United States, and I can adjust the location settings if needed. To help you further evaluate the keyword, Moz also provides a difficulty score ranging from 1 to 100. Based on the score, you can tell how challenging it will be to rank for that keyword. In this case, the difficulty score is average, indicating that there are competitors trying to rank for this keyword. If the score is 0, it means the keyword is easy, while a score of 100 means the keyword is extremely challenging to rank for. Moz provides us with not only the volume and competition data, but also additional keyword suggestions related to the original keyword we searched for. This gives us more options to consider when optimizing our content. Furthermore, Moz offers another analysis related to the keyword, making it a valuable alternative to Google's Keyword Planner. In summary, we just explored top-performing marketing tools such as SEO, paid search, email marketing, and web analytics and their future in marketing beyond 2023. It focuses on the critical role of web analytics, including Google Analytics, and covers affiliate marketing, social media metrics and platforms, and competition tools. This video also emphasizes the importance of identifying relevant keywords using Google's Keyword Planner for SEO. It also aims to provide valuable insights and best practices for enhancing digital marketing efforts. And that ends a part of our discussion about digital marketing. I hope you learned something from today's video. If you like it, please subscribe and click the like button. Also, turn on the notification bell to be notified of future videos like this. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for part 11.